June 18th, 2023. A small submersible named Titan disappeared deep beneath the North Atlantic Ocean during a mission to explore the wreck of the Titanic. On board were 5 people, including billionaire explorers and OceanGate's CEO. At first, it seemed like a temporary loss of communication, but as hours turned into days, the world watched one of the largest underwater search operations in history unfold. Millions hoped the crew was still alive, yet the deeper investigators looked, the more disturbing the truth became. This wasn't just a rescue mission, it would soon become a story of ignored warnings, dangerous decisions, and a disaster that many experts believed could have been prevented. Titan wasn't a military submarine or a government research vehicle. It was a privately built submersible created by OceanGate, a company that promised to make deep-sea exploration more accessible. Each expedition cost passengers around $250,000 for a single seat. The journey to the Titanic wreck, nearly 3,800 meters below the surface, took several hours. For many wealthy adventurers, it was the ultimate experience. But behind the excitement, engineers and deep-sea experts had already raised serious concerns. Some questioned the materials used to build Titan. Others warned that critical safety standards were being ignored. Those warnings would later become impossible to ignore. Years before Titan's final dive, experienced engineers and industry experts had already expressed serious concerns about the submersible's design. Unlike most deep-sea vehicles, Titan's main hull was built using carbon fiber combined with titanium. While lightweight and innovative, carbon fiber had never been widely accepted for repeated dives to such extreme depths. In 2018, several experts sent a letter warning OceanGate that its experimental approach could lead to catastrophic consequences. The company rejected many of those concerns, arguing that innovation required taking risks. But the debate over safety would only grow louder in the years that followed. OceanGate's founder and CEO Stockton Rush believed that deep-sea exploration had become too slow and too cautious. He often argued that excessive regulation was holding back innovation. In interviews, Rush openly defended Titan's unconventional design and dismissed many industry critics. He believed that real progress required taking bold risks, but many experienced engineers strongly disagreed. Some even refused to be involved with the project, warning that testing and certification existed for a reason. Years before the disaster, former employees and outside experts had already questioned whether OceanGate was moving too fast without proving Titan could safely survive repeated dives to the Titanic. On the morning of June 18th, 2023, Titan began what would become its final dive. The support vessel, Polar Prince, was positioned above the Titanic wreck site in the North Atlantic. Inside the submersible were 5 people: OceanGate CEO Stockton Rush, British billionaire Hamish Harding, renowned French Titanic expert Paul-Henri Nargeolet, Pakistani businessman Shahzada Dawood, and his 19-year-old son, Suleiman Dawood. As Titan slowly disappeared beneath the surface, everything appeared to be proceeding as planned. The descent would take nearly 2 hours. None of those on board, or watching from above, knew they were witnessing the beginning of one of the most shocking deep-sea disasters in modern history. About 1 hour and 45 minutes into the descent, Titan sent what would become its final communication with the support ship, Polar Prince. Moments later, all contact was suddenly lost. At first, the crew on the surface hoped it was only a temporary communications failure, something that had happened on previous dives. They waited, but Titan never responded. As the silence continued, concern quickly turned into alarm. Emergency procedures were activated and authorities were notified. Within hours, one of the largest international search operations ever conducted in the open ocean was underway. But no one knew exactly where Titan had disappeared. As the hours passed, the search for Titan became a global story. Aircraft, ships, remotely operated vehicles and sonar systems from multiple countries rushed to the search area. Experts estimated that the crew had only a limited supply of breathable air left, and news outlets around the world began counting down the remaining hours. Then, another report captured international attention. Search teams had detected underwater banging sounds at regular intervals. Some believed the crew might still be alive, desperately trying to signal for help from nearly 3,800 meters below the surface. Families waited, rescue teams searched, and millions watched, hoping for a miracle that might never come. On June 22nd, 4 days after Titan disappeared, a remotely operated vehicle searching the ocean floor made a devastating discovery. Debris from the submersible was found approximately 500 meters from the bow of the Titanic. Soon after, the US Coast Guard announced that the evidence was consistent with a catastrophic implosion. Investigators later concluded that the pressure hull had failed during the descent, causing the submersible to collapse instantly under the immense pressure of the deep ocean. There was no chance for escape, and experts believe the passengers died within a fraction of a second. The rescue mission had become a recovery operation. In the months that followed, investigators focused on one critical question: what caused Titan to fail? Evidence pointed to the submersible's carbon fiber pressure hull, a design that had long divided experts. Former employees revealed they had raised safety concerns years before the disaster, while engineers argued that repeated deep dives may have weakened the structure over time. OceanGate eventually suspended all commercial operations, and the tragedy sparked renewed discussions about regulating private deep-sea exploration. The ocean remains one of the most unforgiving places on Earth. It rewards curiosity, but it never forgives mistakes. The story of Titan is not only about ambition, it is also about the responsibility that comes with pushing beyond the limits of technology. This is Nexsoris, exploring the world's greatest mysteries.